So, hi. I was scrolling on Twitter and I saw something that just kind of made me stop in my tracks, even though it sounds very dramatic, but I was kind of like, because sometimes I forget that Twitter, like, free speech is a thing. That sounds bad. I mean, like, anyone can say whatever they want, regardless, and some people forget that, like, what they say has consequences, regardless if you're like, oh, I can say whatever you want, you can, but that doesn't mean people won't respond to you. And so I saw this guy, I'm not going to say his name because I saw another Twitter that essentially was like saying that he was trying to promote himself, so we don't want that. So he says, okay, so this is like, he does various tweets, so I'm just going to talk tweet by tweet. So the first tweet, it says, video games are the absolute worst loser habit you could have. Hours and hours spent on an ultimately useless skill. Sitting and getting fatter and weaker and skinnier and paler. Completely impaired social skills, video games make you a bottom tier subhuman. The fact that this man exists, the fact that this has 11k likes. Now, I don't know how many likes of those are ironic likes, and it has 2.4k retweets. It has more like answers than likes and retweets. But when I saw this, I was, the first thing that popped into my head was Mass Effect. Okay, so I love the Mass Effect trilogy. Like, I love it to my core. Like, I was going through a tough time in school. I didn't have a lot of friends. I wasn't really, it was tough. And I used to only play Sims. And my sister took me to a video game, like, store. And she told the guy, like, oh, do you have any games similar to Sims where she can, like, create her own team? Like, you know, it's, like, you know, kind of, like, very personalized. And so he was like, well, there's Mass Effect, and he thought that you could make your, like, you can make your own team, but you can't because it's already, like, established, but he sold it to me like you could, right? So I was like, oh, that's so cool. And I started off with the second one, because he's like, oh, unfortunately, I don't have the first one, so you have to start with the second one. And I was like, okay, cool, that's fine. And I fell in love. Like, I played as female Shepard, and you don't know how much I admired that character. Like, to be that badass, to be like, it was empowering, it was so fun, and I could disconnect from school and life, and I could be like in Mass Effect Relay and go to all these different, you know, planets and have these different characters. It was like characters slowly like growing up and being like a family. It was this amazing thing. And to me, video games help you kind of go into this, like, it's like reading a book, kind of like a book. You can imagine yourself or imagine the characters and you can see it in your brain. It's like this, but you're seeing it's already there and you're seeing it with your eyes. I generally don't, like, there's some people who play video games just for, like, I remember there's this video game that I used to play that was like, it was first person, and I can't play first person, but he was like stuck on an island and there was like these monsters and it was just kill and shoot type of game. Those are fun. Some people enjoy those really a lot, but I like video games that have a lot of story in it. So Mass Effect, Tomb Raider, like, those to me are just amazing video games. And to have someone be like, oh, like, video games are the worst thing, like, they're not. They're really not. Like, a lot of people make friends through video games. A lot of people, like, because there's a lot of online gameplay, like online multiplayer and stuff like that, and where people can go and be like, oh, well, I play this game, do you play this game? And then you can make friends online and play together. And the whole, like, useless skill, I generally don't believe that. And the fact that there's a lot of quick time events, there's a lot of paying attention, there's like a lot of, you know, hand skills. I do believe it what's it called, it like helps you grow your skills. It doesn't deteriorate that. And the impaired social skills, I think, for me personally, I didn't have like a lot of friends, I didn't have a lot of things to do, so to me it really helped me because it was a lifesaver. Like, I love Mass Effect. Now, of course, social skills, I mean, there are sometimes people who go to extremes and play games. Well, I unfortunately can only play a game for like 2 to 3 hours and then I get like very nauseous. But there's people who spend like their whole entire like weekends playing games, and I don't, like, if they're enjoying their time and if they're having fun, I don't see why that's bad. I think as long as you have a balance in life, then everything's cool. The second tweet is, I was watching some kids play Mortal Kombat yesterday. The mall I was at had a video game area. I wanted to play. There's no denying that games are perfectly engineered to please your brain. Okay, I have nothing to like deny. Like the thing with games are perfectly engineered to please your brain. I mean, anything can please your brain. Like reading a book. There's this book that I love. Oh, if I like look for it, and I'll put like the thing here. But it's a really good book. Recommend it. I want to reread it again because it's been a while since I read it, but it actually talks about superhumans, and I remember it playing in my brain. And I know people hate Twilight, but I read the whole entire Twilight thing in like 9 days. Like, to me, the book, I loved it. I read it all, and I could picture it in my brain, and that pleased my brain. Like, anything can please your brain. I mean, okay. What astounding is how hundreds, thousands of hours can be invested in something that makes you a worst version of yourself. Years of life playing an artificial character, zero real life accomplishment, but you feel like you did something. It's truly evil. The thing is, like I said, I invested a lot of time in video games. Like, I do. Like, Sims, Mass Effect, Tomb Raider, Alien Isolation, other games that I don't even remember that I've played. I've invested time, and I feel accomplished. I do. I feel like, oh, I got to this level, or I played this much, or like I won this battle, or after I've like died 4 times in the boss battle, and I finally get to do it. That to me is an accomplishment. Who's to say it isn't? Who's to say it's not an accomplishment? Like, it's a skill. It's like, if I don't want to say it's the equivalent to a math problem, but it's like in that sense of when you try and you try and you try, and then you finally get it, you're like, I got it, this is cool. I don't understand how this person can say it's like, it's just nothing. Like, to me, Commander Shepard made me, like, I took the best of what she was, and I admired her so much that I wanted to implement that into my own life. I wanted to be that badass. I wanted to be that commanding. I wanted to be strong. And seeing her, and even though she's like a character, I still wanted to be like her, and I wanted to be as strong as her. So to make it seem like, there's a lot of people who have fictional characters as their role models, because like real life people tend to have a lot of flaws because they're humans, and also characters have flaws. But having an artificial character being your role model is not wrong at all, and so the fact that it's like zero real life accomplishments, like, why isn't an accomplishment? Like, I don't understand. Like, anything to me, if I do a math problem, it's not an accomplishment. It's like, okay, cool, I did it. Back then. Now, I mean, if I don't even do math, but if I did, I'd be like, oh, I can multiply. Anything can be an accomplishment depending on how you view it. His next tweet is, but some people make money. You're still a skinny, fat, weak piece of shit. I don't understand the whole skinny, fat thing. Like, you are one or the other. It says, oh yeah, you've got respect of an army of pale zombies with no muscle mass and 23% body fat. Emperor of men who breathe through their mouth. What? Okay, this is the thing that I hate about people's perception on video games, that they think that the only people who play video games are men. And I guess in the sense they're either very skinny men or very fat men. Anyone can play video games. It doesn't have to. Video games aren't catered to one nationality, one skin type, one race, one gender, whatever. Video games are for everyone, and especially, I know it sounds like I'm promoting Mass Effect, but the good thing about Mass Effect is that you can, and there's a lot of this. Dragon Age also does the same thing, where you can even play people that aren't humans. If in Dragon Age you can play other type of characters, like an elf or whatever. But you can personalize the characters. You can be like a skinny pale male, or you can be like mine are usually tanner. They look like me, And so the fact that he thinks that you're a skinny fat, you're like an army of pale zombies with no muscle fat, gamers are so the word gamers has now been like so memed that even when I say it makes me laugh a little. Are so diverse. There's so many different types of people playing it, and the fact that you think that it's only one prototype of like person is kind of like, okay. Next one. It says, come tell me what a man you are for playing video games. You're stronger? No. Faster? No. Bigger? You're making money and living life in the real? No. No. Oh wait, all your accomplishment can be wiped out by deleting an account. Bullshit yourself as much as you like. The amount of people who have made money off of video games, like even if you see YouTubers, Twitch streamers, and like the high level competitive video games, like people make money off of that. And the whole thing is like you can wipe out by deleting an account of all your accomplishments. That like tell that to people who have awards, like physical awards, who have cash money prizes. Like I said, an accomplishment is something that you depend, like what you interpret to an accomplishment. The hours that I made, yeah, it says on the game, but also it's in my mind, it's in myself, and I know how many I spent it. If the game deletes, well, yes, I will probably cry because I've saved everything there, but I still know that it's something that I did. And then the whole you're making money and living in the real world, like, people make a lot of money playing video games. It's just a fact. Thankfully, video games are becoming, like, they're even the esports, like, imagine that. And so the fact that you're trying to make it seem like people who spent a lot of time and energy making this a skill that they can make money off of, and you're making it seem like that's not worthy, kind of come off as jealous, you know what I mean? This next tweet says, watch every weak-ass door come up with hurt feelings. Feel called out. You all know who it is. Peak delusion. You're gonna engrave your tombstone with your high score and how many kills you got. Wasted life. And that's the last tweet. This just comes off as like, I know that you're gonna attack me, so I'm already attacking you before you attack me. Like I said, to me, it's just, video games already have enough, like, shit on them. People think, like I said, a lot of people think like this, man. People think that if you watch video games, if you play video games, because you can watch video games, you can also play them, that you're a violent person, that you're gonna, we already seen the news, and, like, that's not true. And so I just feel like, let people do what they want, as long as they're not hurting anyone, and if they're enjoying themselves. And the thing is, it's really, I do encourage people, if they're having a tough time in life, to play a video game, because to me it helped me immensely when I was younger. And then playing the third Mass Effect, and then I bought the first one, and then I played all three of them again, and it's this feeling that I just can't explain it. Like, even now, if I put on, like, the soundtrack of Mass Effect 3, like, I will feel it, like, in my soul. Like, it's like I had like, I don't want to spoil anything, even though the game has been out for a while. I feel the emotions in my heart. Like, to me, that's the beauty of video games. It's like if you're watching the movie, but you're in the movie, and you're making the decisions, and it's this, I don't understand how people don't play more video games. Like, it's this opportunity to, like, live out a fantasy world that you just can't in real life. And, like, I understand if you, like, watch, like, I remember Call of Duty, I played Call of Duty, and, like, yeah, it's like a normal first person, is it first person? I don't remember, but those are like kill shoot type of games, and, like, a lot of people don't like those games, a lot of people do, like I said. But I would really recommend video games that are like Mass Effect, that are just, like, very story driven, games that do have, like, the fighting and the combat, but they also have, like, the story. Also, if you're watching this and you know a game that's similar to Mass Effect, please tell me. I love playing those. I also played, remember, is it called Remember Me? Oh jeez, I don't even remember. But it's just, I am blown away, like I said, that people think like this. But also, I'm not surprised because Mass Effect, video games have always had this, like, negative appeal to them. But if you haven't played video games, I would recommend that you do. I would recommend that you go out there and buy a fantasy game and just let yourself be immersed in that, because, like, the best feeling that you could have. Like, if I, like, right now, my Xbox 360, yes, I still have an Xbox 360, the controller and the console isn't working, so I have to buy, like, the connecting thingamabob, because I've been daydreaming about playing Mass Effect, because to me, when I'm having a tough time in life and I don't really know what to do, I play that game and I get pumped up. I'm like, I can do this. Like, right now I'm gonna play the third Mass Effect, because in that one she's so amazing, and I'm like, I need that. And, like, I wish everyone can play it and, like, feel what I feel, and, like, have this moment of, like, having characters that can empowering you, can, like, motivate you, that you can, like, see as role models. So yeah, don't let this discourage you. Don't give this type of people attention, because they're trolls. I know a lot of people like to say trolls, whatever, like, if you have an opinion that is in disagreement, but this isn't it is an opinion, but it's, like, very poorly attacky, mean opinion. It's not like he could have said, like, hey, I think video games are detrimental. Like, he could have been way more nice, but he didn't want to be nice. He wanted to get clicks, he wanted to get retweets, he wanted to get promotion. like there can be a healthy debate about video games and how many hours you can spend on them. Are they detrimental to certain things? So like I would love to see older people, like elderly, play video games, because I do think that it helps a lot with their like motor skills. And you know, it's just, I really think, I don't want to say that video games are slept on, because a lot of people play video games, but I really like want to like be like play video games. So yeah, yeah, even though this had like this bad tweets, I still think video games do a lot of good. I think it builds communities and strengthens communities, and are just, they're cool. So like I said, enjoy what you like to do. If you like playing video games on the weekends, play it on the weekends. Also take some time to go outside and stay at the park for like 15 minutes, but just do what you love in life, and don't let these type of comments stop you. So bye. Tell me what you think. You agree with this whole you're getting skinny, fat, weak, pale person? Hopefully you don't, but you know, I'm open to debate. I'm open to conversation, stuff like that. So bye.